Try a little live stream tonight. See if we get anybody on here. Cancel that. Let's see who we got on here. 2. Hey, gun-loving grandpa, how we doing tonight? I just figured I might do a short live stream tonight before I hit the shower. I just got shut down. Made it to Chillicothe, Ohio. I actually had the hours. I could have got to Indianapolis, but it's supposed to get nasty tonight. And if I would have hit any slow traffic or backups, it would have screwed me on my hours of service. So I'll just play it safe and shut down here in Chillicothe, Ohio tonight. Would have liked to have started one about 6 o'clock tonight, but I was driving. Kind of hard to do it live while driving. I mean, I could still do it live while driving, but I just wouldn't have been able to read all the comments. I would have just had to gander at them every now and then when I had a chance. I may end up doing that one of these days. I've gave it some thought. Put my phone mount up on the windshield and do a live going down the road. Like I said, I wouldn't be able to catch all the comments. I'll cancel that. Dropped in Winston-Salem, North Carolina this morning. And my 4 on, 4 off, I might run an extra day. I may get a longer, if they get another decent run in, I may run an extra day. I may actually run 5 days this week, get an extra load in. Yeah, I know a lot of people do the live streams while driving. They actually read their comments and stuff, but with our cameras in the truck, yeah, Mopar, he finally let me go. But gun-loving grandpa, the cameras we have in our truck, they activated a new system on them to where it actually scans our retinas, and if it catches us looking at a device or off the road for 3 or 4 seconds, what it considers too long with your eyes off the road, it makes a clip. Yeah, he let me go to work because he ended up riding with us from the house to the terminal is a half-an-hour drive. He went with us, and we didn't get 4 or 5 miles down the road, and he was sound asleep. 15 inches in the Little Rock. Whoa. We get, I would say, between 11 and 13. Hey, George. Yep, I know where West Plains is. Hey, George, did you ever get in contact with Cheryl Hirsch, DIY? Have you talked to her any? She's there in West Plains. Yeah. Actually, they're cutting back the amount of time we can drive. They're trying to cut back the amount of time we can drive. Um, right now, we're allowed to drive 11. We're allowed a 15-hour or 14-hour workday. And from the time I got to start the day with a pre-trip. As soon as I start my pre-trip, that starts my 14-hour clock. Within those 14 hours, I'm allowed to drive 11 of them. And then you got 3 hours for stopping to eat, fuel, paperwork, stuff like that. Our company has come out and said, because we've had a bunch of guys abusing going over their time. They'll get within a half an hour of the house, have like 5 minutes left, be half an hour from the house, and they'll say, oh, I ran into this, or I ran into that, or I ran into this, and say that it was for unforeseen circumstances that delayed them. So, and they didn't. They're just saying that to get home. So last Saturday, our terminal had a safety meeting. The regional safety guy was there and said from now on, if you go 30 seconds over your time, unless you have a very, very, very good reason that can be verified, it is grounds for termination. I can imagine I-35 in Texas was probably shut down for a while too. Gun loving grandpa, you're there in Little Rock. What about I-30? Because I know when I used to run across there all the time during the winter, when they did get anything, I-30 always looked a lot worse than 40 to me. Simple fact, I don't know if they didn't take care of it or what, but yeah, I agree with you there, Mopar. I'm about ready. Our cameras in our truck, they're constantly on, but it makes a clip when there's an event. Like I said, they just activated the retinal scanners to last week, 2 weeks ago, something like that, to where if you take your eyes, if you're looking at a phone or whatever, or if I pick my phone up and got my phone in my hand, the camera recognizes the shape of the phone in my hand, and it'll say distracted, and I've got like 0.75 seconds, maybe a second, to get that phone put down, or it'll make a clip. Or anything that causes excessive G-forces will make a clip. And from the time of the event, it'll record 10 seconds prior to 10 seconds after. They're actually thinking about going live to where anytime they want, they can automatically log into that truck's camera, and see what's going on as it's going on. They do that, and I'll be finding another job. I've been out here 22 years. I've never rear-ended anybody that was my fault. I've rear-ended somebody once. That was because I was coming up to a stoplight. The guy was in a lane to the left of me in a turn lane. At the last minute, came over into my lane right in front of me and just stopped, and I nailed him. I've never sideswiped anybody. Anytime I've been sideswiped, it's been them coming over into my lane, and luckily every time I've been sideswiped, I've had a dash cam to prove it. I've never ran off the road and rolled a truck. I've never ran off the road in the winter because of loss of control. I don't need a babysitter driving a truck. No, I'm not the best out there, but I know how to drive without causing accidents. Accidents find me sometimes, but Yeah, Mopar, unfortunately, if you drive over the road, if you do interstate commerce, I know if you do, I'm not sure about intrastate commerce. Anybody that doesn't know is you strictly do loads in your state. You don't cross state lines. If you do interstate commerce, like I do, it is federally mandated you have e-logs. And the ones they first came out with, called EOBRs, electronic onboard recorders, they did not record enough information, so they went to, now it's required you have what's called an ELD. If the truck moves, it goes to driving, unless you put it on a yard move or off-duty driving, whatever. But if you're on off-duty and you just start driving the truck, it goes to drive time. And it will track the truck within about 5 feet of where it's sitting. Yeah, definitely getting harder to work on. I know the trucks I'm in, we had a guy up at our corporate terminal up in Griffith, Indiana. He got one of our new trucks. He didn't like the radio in it. Of course, it came with a Mac radio. He didn't like the radio. He wanted a nice fancy radio in it. So he went out, I don't know if it's like a Panasonic or whatever, touchscreen radio. Took out the Mac radio, put his radio in. Radio worked fine. I guess he thought it sounded good. Went to drive the truck, and the truck basically wouldn't go over 1 to 2 miles an hour. So called breakdown. The truck got towed to the dealership. Of course, the dealer seen what he did. Hey, Keith. Took his radio out, put the Mac radio back in it, and the truck worked fine. He goes, picks his truck up, drives back to the truck stop, puts his radio back in the truck. Truck won't run. Calls breakdown. Breakdown saying, hey, we just had this fixed. What's going on? So corporate called the shop, told them what was going on. Shop went back out there, seen that he put his radio back in it, proceeded to call corporate office right then and there, and informed them that you need to tell your drivers not to take these Mac radios out of the truck, because if you take the Mac radio out of the truck won't run. You take the Mac radio out of the truck and it can't communicate with the computer in the truck, which messes up the communications with all the other stuff. I've got a 2006 Jeep Grand Cherokee. Luckily, it's not like that. I've got a aftermarket radio I'm getting ready to put in it. It runs just fine. I don't know if I got a ground hooked up wrong or what. I just can't get the radio to come on. A couple guys I've talked to said I probably just need to ground the chassis of the radio instead of using the ground on the wiring harness. See, I know Mopar, Gun Loving Grandpa, Keith. Gun Loving Grandpa, did you see my last live I did? Did you see the loadout I had that I carry with me? I'm trying to get my phone. I'll just put it down here. That'll work. It'll sit down here a little bit better. And I've still got the factory radio in right now, but I'm getting ready. I hooked the aftermarket up, and the Jeep runs fine with it. I just couldn't get no power to the radio. A few guys I've talked to said it's probably just, instead of using the ground on the wiring harness, I probably need to ground the chassis of the radio. Sheet time travels with buy music. There's a new one. Glad you could make it. Nice to see you. Yeah, I shut down a little early tonight because roads could possibly get nasty tonight where I'm at. Calling for ice. temperature's starting to drop, so it's starting to freeze. So I thought I'll just shut down here in Chillicothe, Ohio. She time travels with by music, Gun Loving Grandpa, Mopar. I know Keith was on here. Showing 5 on here. George Washington, that's one I forgot. But I'm hoping man, I've got an epic range video planned. I just got one item I gotta get. I want to get that so I can do that range video. I'm stoked about this range video I got planned. All I'm gonna say, it's got a lot of fire involved with it. It's gonna be a lot of fire involved with it. I did do a range video the other day with water balloons. 357 mag didn't do much, but man, those 223 varmint rounds out of the AR-15 really smoked them. It just vaporized them. She time travels with by music. Where are you from? I don't know if anybody's noticed, but I've been doing we're at in Indiana. I go through Indiana on I-70. A lot of times I'll shoot straight across 70 on this run, and other times I will shoot over to 70 from Illinois, 70 over to Indianapolis, and then I'll shoot down 74 down there towards West Harrison and on across to Cincinnati and up 71. Oh, you're off I-65, okay. I get through there some, but not as much. A lot of times I'll shoot down 65 out of Louisville. How's the roads there in Indiana? I don't know if you're up north of Indianapolis, south of Indianapolis. I know I had another driver on I-70 over there, Richmond. There at the Ohio line. He said it was snowing pretty good there this morning. You're not up there by, you're not up closer to Gary, Indiana, are you? Not Lafayette. Yeah, if you're up in the northern part of Indiana, they do tend to clear the roads fairly decent up there. Yeah, our corporate terminal's out of Griffith. Just off of 8094. Vanessa Kitty, hey, glad you can make it. But our corporate terminal's there, Griffith, Indiana, just off 8094 south on Klein Avenue to the first or second light there. Make a left, and our terminal's right there. Hope you're doing well, Vanessa. Hope this weather ain't affecting you too bad. Like I said, I just wanted to do a short little live this morning. I don't know if anybody that's actually subscribed to my channel. If you've noticed, I've started doing some shorts. Another YouTuber I've talked to that I did a meetup with my last run to Georgia. Your shorts get noticed a lot more. They get put down there on the homepage. YouTube homepage. It pops up there on the shorts list. Get your videos out there a lot more. So wow, what, and you're not out east, are you? I can't remember. I want to say Virginia, Vanessa, but I know that's not right. Connecticut, yes. Don't know why I couldn't remember that, because the motel I stay at all the time in Hillsville, Virginia, one of the desk clerks that work there is originally from Connecticut. Yeah, I enjoy doing those shorts. Um, they're quick, they're easy. You can have a lot of fun with them. Granted, you've only got 1 minute. Actually, you only want to do 59 seconds on them. Because if I hear that if you go just a millisecond over a minute, it will not make it a short. So basically, you want to keep it 59 seconds or under. But anything like that, I mean, you can have fun with them. Yep, Connecticut, one of the original colonies. I've got to get back in to my history videos. I've got to get back into those. I miss doing those. And now that I'm on 4 and 4, there ain't no reason I ain't got time to do them. I just got to get some research done for my next one. I don't know why. I'll get back into my history videos, and I'll be going good on them. And then something will come up that I got a delay, and once I got a delay in, it's like, man, next thing I know, it's a couple months and I haven't done one. Hey, Mopar, if you'll check my, hey, Warsaw, Mopar, if you'll check my page and you go to the, oh, shoot, well, I can't even think of the name of the tab now. But I've got all my history videos where you can find them real easy. I may eventually do that. When I finish, I started with the timeline on the, it's American Revolutionary War history videos is what I'm doing now. Started out the timeline. I'm going to work up to July 4th, 1776. I debated on, after I do those, maybe starting with the Civil War. But you know, that's a good idea. Look up some history on some of the gun companies and doing a video on the history of those. That's a good idea. Yeah, back when I drove literally over the road, coast to coast, anytime I got out there on the East Coast, Connecticut, Vermont, Maryland, Massachusetts, you drive out there in the rural areas in the woods, and it's like, man, you know there's lead out there. There's some trees out there that's got lead in them from the Revolutionary War, or maybe even some muskets. Man, just the thought of finding one of those would be awesome. Maryland. Yeah, I call it Maryland. Does anybody know the original name of Pennsylvania? What they originally called Pennsylvania? Give some time, let some people take a couple guesses if anybody knows. Something I learned back in grade school, and funny thing is, I don't hear about it anymore. Hootie Hoo's doing a live. Yeah, but Pennsylvania was originally called something else. Pennsylvania was originally referred to as Penn's Forest. Constitutional Carpenter. Hey, I like that name. You're a new one. Glad to see you. Detroit Prepping. Hey, bud, how you doing? Sorry, I've been missing your lives. Been catching a couple of them pop up. I've hopped on and gave a thumbs up, but haven't been able to really chime in or anything because I've been driving when you've been having them. Yes, I'm definitely getting those Glock sights. I'm going to wait till my taxes come in, and then I'm going to get some for both my 19 and my 27. Yeah, I'm going to go with green on both. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize the colonies used to be a lot bigger than they were. The original colonies actually stretched clear to the Ohio Valley, almost to Illinois. We've not really slowed down any. We do mainly food grade, so we've not really slowed down, and then we do plastic too. We don't do any plastic for medical out of our terminal, but I know like out of Kansas City terminal, they do plastic and they haul it to a medical facility that makes the syringes and plastic needles for hypodermic. Hey Zeus, long time no see. Good to see you on here. Hope you're doing good. Oh wow, I've got both my stimuluses, Vanessa. And they're talking about a third one coming out by the end of this month. Or they're talking about passing one by the end of this month. What was it? To make up for what they wanted the last one to be. We didn't get, so they're gonna. Oh yeah. Got a couple new ones on here, so hang on a second. I'm going to go get my load out, what I carry with me. I'll be right back. Any of you new people, I'm sure you see my name's Pro Carry Trucker. I'm currently on break right now. We shut down that motel, and I do carry my everyday carry is a Glock 27, and I got usually a Glock 27 is 9+1. It's a 40 cal. I got a Barracuda tactical mag extender on the bottom of it, makes it 12+1. I do have another spare magazine with it, just regular 9 rounds. I carry a Glock 19, 9mm, with rip rounds, 15+1. Carry a Glock. Or not, you know, I noticed this in my last video. I kept calling this a Glock. Maybe because I just talked about my last two Glocks. It's not a Glock. This is a Taurus. Taurus G2C, which I love the Taurus. I got frangible rounds on it. It is 12+1. Right now it's unloaded. But what I like about the Taurus is it has that loaded chamber indicator. Got around the chamber, that'll pop up. What do you mean nice airsoft pistol there, Zeus? Tell you, 9mm, these frangible rounds and these rip rounds are nice. What I like about the frangible rounds that I got in my Taurus, you don't have to worry about over penetration. No, with the Barracuda tactical mag extenders, I've not had a bit of problem whatsoever with them. All you got to do is take off your base plate, pop off your base plate, pop on the Barracuda tactical mag extender, and you're good to go. Oh, bummer. You know, I've done it before, and I'm surprised I ain't got a strike yet, but I ain't got a strike yet. Vanessa, it would hunting small game with them. You may run into the same issue that you run in with the 17 HMR. I know if you're hunting squirrel or rabbit with a 17 HMR, you've got to get a headshot, because if you shoot them in the body, there's not any meat left. The rip rounds, if you'll notice those individual pedals, those pedals, like a lot of hollow points, will just mushroom out and basically create a larger wound cavity. With the rip round, those individual pedals break off, completely break off, and you got the centerpiece there that punches through the middle, and now all those pedals break off and basically make separate wound channels going out. A lot of 9mm, especially full metal jacket, you're liable to get hit midsection. If it don't hit the heart or anything like that, there's a good chance you'll live. You get hit one of these, and you better be close to a medic or a hospital, because you're going to bleed out quick. Yeah, I know a lot of people taking. I know people taking coyotes at 100 yards with a 17 HMR. Granted, I don't think you could have much wind, because you're talking about a 17 grain bullet. It's not going to take much wind to throw it off course. Yeah, 5.56 does real good. I get some ammo for my AR from a place called Platinum Tactical. It used to be Minor Ammo. He changed his name. He got his own, he basically reloads. He got his license or whatever. He reloads and sells it. The reloads he does, I love. I love his loads I get from him. He's got some 223 varmint rounds. And I don't know if they're called varmint rounds or what, but they're basically varmint rounds. And you hit a crow with one of these 223s, and all you see is red and black poof. My AR 500 still targets, just a regular Federal, Remington, whatever, 223, knocks the paint off, and that's it. Minor Ammo, I get his 223 round, just regular full metal jacket rounds, and it puts a divot in them. Yeah, Smith & Wesson 620, yeah, that would work good on them. What I actually started coyote hunting with was a Mosin Nagant 7.62 by 54. It'll reach out and touch them, but don't plan on saving the pelt, because that exit wound is big. Oh wow, I didn't know you could do 30-06 down to 90 grain. Yeah, the Mosin be kind of heavy to carry on a regular basis. The two Mosin Nagants I got are the longer, more of the sniper version. Tell you what I'd like to have to go hunting, I think would make a nice coyote gun, would be a 22-250. Tell you, gun I'm really interested in getting, really been thinking about, is the brain fart. Just forgot what it's called now. It's a very, very flat shooting round. She time travels by with music. You have yourself a good night. Greatly appreciate you hopping on. Feel free to hop on anytime you like. All the Mosin Nagant rounds I got are military surplus. Hey, Frankentina. I'm just doing a short live tonight, hoping to keep it short. I need to get a shower and get ready to hit the sack. Lost my train of thought now. Damn again. Oh, all the Mosin rounds I got are military surplus. All the information I've looked up on them, they are effective, not their total range, but their effective range is listed at 3 kilometer, which is 1.3 mile. Oh, nice. Yeah, the one I'm thinking of is it's not the Grendel, it's the other one. Not really where I'm at there, Constitutional Carpenter. I do a lot of runs from South Central Illinois, down to North Carolina. 6.5 Creedmoor. That's the one I'm thinking of. A lot of the runs I do, South Central Illinois down to North Carolina. I usually leave the yard and I make it down to Hillsville, Virginia, which is on I-77, just 14 miles north of North Carolina line. Made it down there last night and woke up to ice. The trees were covered in ice. I got a short video I did this morning, but the roads were clear. I've not seen anything but wet roads today. Oh, I hear sirens though. That sounds like fire. As long as it's not the motel I'm in. You down there in Mississippi there, Constitutional Carpenter? Haven't went through Mississippi for a while. I'd gone through there quite a bit when we was going down to Harahan, Louisiana, but they moved that from our mill that we use, Teutopolis, Illinois, Seymour Milling. They moved it from that mill, and they now run that out of the mill in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, and we've got a terminal in Hopkinsville too. So them guys are running the Harahan loads, so they're going through Mississippi now, and I don't get at that run very much. Used to love that run. Look, going down there, Harahan is, might as well call it New Orleans. It's in Jefferson Parish, so oh really? I never thought about the deer eating that cane, what that would do to the meat, because here in Illinois it's pretty much corn and grass, clover. I do know here in Illinois a deer love evergreens. we got a lot of tree farms around us where I grew up at. Guys that actually raise Christmas trees. One guy is big enough that he's got a big operation that actually sells them overseas to Germany and stuff. And he's got a big problem with the deer. He's got to get a nuisance permit almost every year. And the new growth on an evergreen, the deer love it. I'm one of the oddballs. My stepdad used to go out to Colorado every year elk hunting. Of course, while they're out there elk hunting, they'd also have tags for mule deer, which out in Colorado, basically all the mule deer eat is sagebrush, and they're real gamey. They got a real gamey taste to them, and I love that mule deer. He'd bring the mule deer back, and I was about the only one to eat it. If my mom used the mule deer, she'd usually mix it in with something else, but if I'm eating wild game, I like that game taste. Now that I'm on a 4-and-4 schedule, I may actually have time to go out deer hunting again. Only thing here in Illinois, we can't use a rifle. We've got a shotgun season that is 2 weekends, one in November, one in December. We've got a we've got a bow season that lasts, I think, October to January. The only time it stops, the 2 weekends of shotgun season, you can't use a bow. And we've got a pistol season, muzzleloader season. Cannot use a rifle on deer. The last deer I got wasn't too bad. It field dressed 110, 115. Now my stepdad has gotten a deer in Shelby County, Illinois, field dressed 180. It was big. It was a 14-pointer. Yeah. You get, if you're in a populated area, a lot of those deer will come almost right up to you. Decatur, Illinois, which is a fairly good sized town. We got a terminal there, and plant called Tate and Lyle is like a city itself, where we'd go to the rail yard part of it, kind of out back, kind of an open area. We'd be out there loading starch off the rail car, and we'd have deer not 10, 15 feet away from us. Oop, what'd I miss? Or the smoke. Yeah, so we just have the whitetails here in Illinois. Like I said, they can get pretty good size. Said I wanted to make this a short live stream. I've been on here 43 minutes, almost 44 minutes already. But yeah, like I said, I wanted to make this short. I still got to grab a shower. I need to hit the sack. Wish I could. Yeah. I can't say I wish I still got out east. I don't like running out there, especially Jersey. No offense, Mopar. I would rather run across Long Island than I would through the state of New Jersey. I hated Jersey. Last company I worked for did a lot of Newark, New Jersey. Exit 15E off of 95. I think it was exit 15E off 95. I hated that area. But it would be nice to get out in that area and be in your area again, maybe catch up with you, but I know Frank and Tina, I know where they're at. I get back down there towards Lithonia, I'll have to give you a shout. You know, a big problem I have with New Jersey, twice. I've been on Route 9. I think it's Route 9 goes through Jersey there. And you're going, let's say you're going south on Route, I'm just going to pick a direction. You're going south on 9. There'll be a sign that says South 9. You're going down the road a couple miles, you'll see another sign that says South 9. You'll come to an intersection. There'll be no signs whatsoever, so you go straight through the intersection. You go, and there won't be no signs. You go 3 or 4 miles down, and then all of a sudden there's a sign that says North 9. I'm like, okay, how did I get on this route without making no turns, and all of a sudden I'm going back the wrong direction? And then the boroughs of New York. Last company I drove for, we went out Long Island, which wasn't bad. We usually went out there in the middle of the night got in there in the middle of the night, parked at the facility, took our break, and delivered in the morning. Just a pain in the butt coming out, but wasn't too bad. Back in 2000, I pulled flatbed. It was a guy had 5 trucks. He had his own authority, basically hired guys to drive them for him. Some companies don't do it, but it is actually federally mandated that doesn't matter how much driving experience you get, when you start with a new company, they got to give you a driving test. Well, he decided that the driving test for me would be me and him teaming out to Boston, to the Bay. We picked up a piece of pipe just 18 miles from the terminal, 53 foot long, 8 foot inside diameter. And I'd always heard stories about New York. Never believed them, let them go in one ear and out the other. We got into New York after we delivered to Boston, and I went to make this turn, and I couldn't make the turn because it was only a lane and a half wide. But there was cars parked on both sides of the road, all 4 corners. Cop showed up and said that we needed to move the truck. My boss said, we can't move the truck, we're going to hit the cars. And the cop said, you have so much time to move the truck or it's getting towed. And the boss looked at him, and the cop goes, I'm not joking, you need to move your truck. Those cars are illegally parked. Boss told me to hop in the passenger seat that he would be driving. He gets in and proceeds around the corner and takes off. Trailer decides to take out these cars. He had didn't have room. It was the trailer tires went right up over a couple of the cars. Look in the rearview mirror, and the cop was writing parking tickets to the cars that got ran over. Not sure where the garment district is. Not sure what you mean by that. Brooklyn. Been in Brooklyn a little bit. Of course, Long Island. Been out on Long Island, out to Hauppauge, Hicksville, Amityville, out in that area. Been through Queens. Never had any deliveries or anything in Queens. Back about 18, 19 years ago when I drove for Schneider, I had a load. It was basically new aluminum cans I took to Pepsi there in Brooklyn. Got there at midnight. My appointment was at 1 o'clock, 12:30, 1 o'clock, something like that. Showed up there and was told that they had a bunch of people called in. They're short-handed. They'd get to me as soon as they could. They'd come out and get me. Well, 2:30, 2:45, I got bored, so I went for a walk. Got back, and the guy's like, where you been? I'm like, I got bored, I went for a walk. He looked at me and told me I was effing stupid. A white boy walking around there at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. He goes, "You're lucky you made it back here." Hey, Misty. Hey, I ain't got a chance to watch that video yet. I shut down here for the night and decided to do a short live stream before I hopped in the shower or anything. And I will watch that video before I hit the sack. I did a shout out video earlier on it, but if any of you guys like art or anything to do with art, Misty's Mysterious Art just popped up there. Go check out her page. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is back in 99, 2000, 2001, somewhere in that area. Downtown Brooklyn. Yeah, he informed me that I am beyond lucky that I even made it back to the truck. What part of Jersey are you in there, Mopar? Is it northern, southern, central? Over there by the New York side? Over by the Pennsylvania side? Last company I worked for has got a terminal in Oakland, New Jersey. That was a joke. I mean, anytime I got sent to Oakland, New Jersey terminal with that other company, nowhere to park. I mean, most of the time you went in there where we dropped trailers at, it was all full. When did you go? Did you go through Memphis there, Misty? I've got a friend lives just north of Memphis in on Arkansas. If you take from I-40, shoot north on 55, it's just north of the Scale House there, Marion, Arkansas, basically a suburb of West Memphis. They get hit pretty hard. Okay. Oh, I bet that was fun. A Marine and a squid in the same vehicle from Arizona to Virginia Beach. I bet that was a good one. Hopefully you know I'm just joking around when I say squid. I know a lot of good guys that are in the Navy. Ed's attention to detail. He was in the Navy. You know, I've not found a Navy person yet that can strip down an AR platform firearm as fast as a Marine can. I'm not saying there's not one out there that can, but I ain't found one yet. And from my understanding, it does not matter what your MOS is in the Marines. It doesn't matter if you're going to be a desk clerk. You get trained on how to handle a firearm. Whereas I know a lot of Air Force and Navy personnel, former Navy, former Navy personnel, former Marine, former Navy, that not Marine, former Navy, former Air Force, that you hand them a firearm and they're like, what's this foreign object? If I was younger and was to get in, I think Marines would be a choice. The other, and if I went Army, I would want to get cavalry because they play with all the good toys. They handle more firearms and stuff than most any other MOS in the Army. Guy that used to drive Forrest, he was in the Army. He was in the Cav, and he just mentioned some of the stuff he got to play with. Just makes me drool. Oop, Misty, you had a typo. I see a typo. Hey Misty, I met Frank and Tina. What was that, last week, Frank? I don't know who's typing right now, Frank or Tina. It's one of them. But I think it was last week I met up with them, did a meetup video. You talk about some great people. They're not any different in person they are on their videos. I appreciate it, Misty. You be safe. And I will catch that video before I hit sack. At 9:30 your time, I'm assuming you got the little ones in bed already, Frank? She does. You let the boss put him in bed, huh? Hey, Mopar. Glad to see you make it on there. You have yourself a good night. I ain't going to be on here, but maybe a couple more minutes. Like I said, I still got to get a shower. I may end up with an extra run. Run me over an extra day this week. Run 5 days instead of 4. Yeah, I don't know, Frank, I don't know if you ever viewed Misty's page or not, but she does some phenomenal work. She's the one that did my coffee cup that has my YouTube logo on it. I got one, then I decided to order another one. I got 2. There's going to be one of them in the giveaway for my 500 giveaway, and then I'm getting ready to order 6 more from her. A couple with my logo, a couple for the other half with butterflies. I got a couple others I'm going to order that there's a chance they're watching this right now and just ain't chimed in. I don't want them to know what else I'm getting, so I'm not going to say what the others are. But I'm getting 2 more glasses. One with something on it, one with something else for somebody else, and I don't want them to know until it gets here. So I'm ordering 6 more total. Only my opinion, my personal opinion, she does not charge near what her work is worth. Her prices are beyond reasonable. I usually she gives me a price. I usually try to pay a little bit more. I usually try to pay a little bit more what it's worth. I know it's not quite what I think it should be worth, but I pay a little bit of extra what I can, because she is definitely worth it. Her talent is definitely worth it. Shoot, 9:30. You're probably about ready to hit the sack, aren't you, Frank? Because I imagine tomorrow being Friday, you probably got a busy day tomorrow, don't you? Or is Friday one of your slower days? I would think right before the weekend you may be a little busy. Oh yeah, I could get up. Well, I can get up around 6:30 your time, 6:30 your time, 5:30 my time if I wanted, but I highly doubt that. I am not a morning person. I'm the type that I would rather start my day anywhere between 10 a.m. and noon, and basically be up until 2, 3, 4 a.m. I can get up. I mean, in this industry, we don't always get to pick and choose when the loads, what time we got to pick the loads up. If I get a Lithonia load at the last minute, we can drive all the way down there in one drive period. But if it's a last minute and they say, hey, you need to get this load down there, take your break after you unload, basically drive straight down. It's usually starting out 6, 7 o'clock at night, driving all night long, unloading, and then going to the motel. Usually get to the motel around 8, 9 o'clock the next morning. But I'm going to call it a night. I greatly appreciate everybody hopping on here. I enjoyed this short live, but I enjoyed it. Talked about quite a bit. Hopefully I'll get back into those history videos. I want to get back into those, doing those, get those finished up, get to the independence, and then start on something else. Imagine I'll probably do a shorts tomorrow. Constitutional Carpenter, I appreciate you hopping on. Greatly appreciate it. I don't know if you're subscribed or not. Not seeing a notification yet. If you are, if you're not subscribed, check out the channel. If you like what you see, subscribe to it. I've got a 500 giveaway coming up as soon as I hit 500. Oh, got a notification there. I got a 500 giveaway coming up. I'm giving away an action camera. No, it's not a GoPro. In my opinion, it's better than a GoPro. I got a couple videos on them. It's a Wasp Cam. I've done a couple review videos on it. If you go through my page, giving away an action camera and a coffee mug with my YouTube logo, and then probably a couple patches. Okay. Yeah, the name sounded familiar, but just been a while since seen anything. I've not really done many lives until lately. I'd say maybe the past couple months I've started doing more lives. Since I'm not at 1,000, I can't do a live through YouTube. I gotta do it through an app. Well, I can do a live on the computer, but not on a mobile device. And with me being on the road quite a bit, if I'm going to do a live, I need to be able to do it on a mobile device. So I found a app to download, and allows me to do live streams from my phone or any other mobile device and not be at 1,000 subscribers yet. Yeah, as long as you've commented on any of my videos, and even the comments in here, you've chatted in here, so that qualifies you. Anything in the live, or if you've commented on any of my videos since I've started the 500 giveaway, talking about the 500 giveaway, it automatically enters you into the giveaway. And then anybody that does a VR, it gives them a second entry. Frank, you have yourself a good night. If Tina's still awake, tell her I said good night. Y'all be safe. I'm sure I'll make it down there again before too long anyway. But y'all take care. You be safe. If you're pro Second Amendment, always carry. And we will catch you on the next one.